All right. So this is Allison, everybody. Allison is based out of Chicopee. She owns Wicked Twist Food Truck, and we're excited to learn all about Allison. I got your name from Ladies. She's and Kelly.
Kelly, yeah, I know Kelly.
They've I've heard. It's the best way to, like, even networking within just the people that I've had on the show that have recommended other businesses has been amazing. And I've gotten to know all different kinds of businesses that I probably would have taken a little longer to know. But Kelly was very much so, like,
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. I mean, she's such a huge part of my story. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you started your food truck and you went through, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you used Kelly's services through Common Capital.
Right.
Okay. If you haven't watched that episode with Kelly, she's a couple back and she talks a lot about Common Capital and what they can do for small businesses. So it's really great to have you on too, to kind of reiterate,
sure,
what they've done for you, so that any other small businesses out there know that there are resources available to them, whether it's the Small Business Association. Some people have had good luck with them, and Common Capital as well. So what's your background in terms of food?
So I came from the fine dining world. So I did fine dining for many, many years, and I ended up losing the majority of my vision to diabetic retinopathy about 7.5, 8 years ago, and was at the height of my career. Had the most amazing career you could ever dream of.
Where were you doing that? Like,
right outside of Atlanta. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was crazy. I mean, I had my dream job. Was married. Was a foster parent. And literally, I woke up and was like, did I not wash my makeup off my face good enough? Like, what's going on? I can't see anything.
This happened in one morning.
Yeah, one morning. And then I'm like, okay. So I got up, went to work, and I'm like, something's not right with my vision. Like, I kind of panicked. And I ended up going to like one of the like little 1 hour eye test places. And they were like, yeah, we need to send you somewhere else. Go drive to the specialist and let them check your eyes and see what's going on, because we're seeing something. I'm like, well, that's a little alarming, So they sent me to a retina specialist, and he was like, how'd you get here? I was like, I drove. He was like, how? I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, your retina's detached and you're like need emergency surgery like right now. I was like, okay. And I was like, but I have to get back to work. Like,
did you have like no vision?
I had vision, but it was very hard. Like, I literally thought that they were like, I had all these like, I can't even, it's almost like this black veining that was going through, and I just felt like it was, horrible makeup. Didn't know. I was just like, something's not right, but I could still see some, So I ended up having a total of 11 eye surgeries. So I technically am legally blind in both eyes. So, but literally they were like, you'll never drive again. I don't know how you're going to work. Like, you're legally blind, you're done for. And I'm like, that doesn't work for me. Like, I'm newly married. I'm a foster parent. I'm like having the best career. Like, this doesn't work. And they were like, yeah, no, not going to happen. So I was like, okay. So I struggled with it, and I literally ate my emotions. I got up to over 400 pounds. I was miserable. Everything. I went through a horrible divorce, and I lost everything. I mean, just everything. And I'm like, at one point I was like, okay, God, so there's a bigger plan.
It started with the vision, and because right up to then everything was great. Everything was good. This happened, and it just kind of snowballed, and one thing led to another, and it all just kind of tumbled.
Yeah. I lost my purpose. I lost everything in that aspect. So at the time, again, going through a divorce, they called. We had quite a few children through our home, but we ended up getting a phone call, and they had a baby. Oh God, I'm not going to get emotional. They had a baby, and I'm like, we're doing teenagers with special needs. Like, I don't need a baby. Like, this is not. And they were like, well, we're sending him home with hospice, and you're the only like licensed medically fragile home in this area. Like, we need you to take him. And I'm like, no.
The baby was sick.
Yeah, I mean, 3 days old, born, exposed to every drug you could imagine. It was awful. And I'm like, okay, just bring him. So he came home with hospice, and I'm like, okay, what is happening? And I saw him, and my heart melted, and we immediately bonded. And that is the story of my little boy. He was a fighter, and I'm like, okay, if he's gonna fight, then I have to fight too. And I mean, I'm not happy to say I was a pack and a half a day smoker. I mean, I was your typical, chef that, alcohol and cigarettes, and we lived off of caffeine and bad choices, and it was like, okay, so as a single mom, I just, was like, okay, if he's
Okay,
gonna
so
fight.
by this time, with your son coming into your life, had you were already
I was
been
going through a
divorced?
divorce,
Okay,
going through
so
it.
you're doing this as a single mom.
Yeah. So I adopted
You
him
are
solo.
Wow.
Yeah, we went through it, and then I met my partner shortly after, and she's been a huge support system in my life. But I met my person finally. I had the right person, and I was like, and she, looked past all of my weight, all of the crazy, all of the issues with my, vision issues, just everything. She looked past all that and saw me for who I was, and was like, okay, you're an incredible person. I was like, thank you, so are you. And we built this life, and I obviously don't weigh what I used to anymore, and got serious about my life, got back on track with what I needed to do for our son, that kind of thing. And he's
At this point, are you still outside Atlanta?
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, we only moved here a year ago.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. Oh, awesome. So what brought you to Chicopee?
she is from Ludlow, so we came up for the Big E for some family events, and I was like, I love this area. It's fantastic. Our son has autism, and so the schools in Georgia are just not what they need to be. So the school system is better, the resources for him. So it's
How old is he now?
he's 6, he'll be 7 in a month.
Oh,
He's at a fun age.
so are you still doing foster care up here? No. Okay, so it's the three of you.
Yeah, just
Okay.
the 3 of us and our dogs.
How many dogs?
We have 2 now.
I
We have a mastiff and a Frenchie, so she's a horse. Our puppy is a horse. She's massive, but
You probably think she's tiny. They all do. The big ones are the biggest lap dogs. Yeah.
So.
Okay, so up till that, had you been able to continue working in Atlanta after the eye thing? No, everything snowballed. It was not
I've been a
great.
stay-at-home mom the past
Okay.
6.5, almost 7 years.
Okay, and at that point, did you ever think about, did you think about being a business owner, or it was kind of always floating around?
I was raised in a household where, you determined your success by your career.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been very career focused, and it's something I wanted to do. And I'm like, I want to be back in a kitchen. I missed it. It's what I thought was my calling, and I'm like, okay, this is something I miss, I desperately want. I tried to work in other kitchens, and I can't see the tickets. I can't see certain things. People are not willing to make the accommodation for someone with vision issues. They're just not. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to do it, I have to do it my own way. So that's what started this. As I was like, okay, well, if I could cater, if I could do some things, and there were all these obstacles, and I'm like, okay, we'll put it on the back burner. Let me focus on Cameron, and that's what my life has been, is being Bubba's mama, So it's like, okay. And then when we moved up here, we bought a house, and I just love Chicopee in general. It's such a cute little community, and it's like, okay. And I found this spot, and I'm like, okay, this would be the perfect place to put a food truck. I don't want a typical restaurant, because there's a lot going into owning a business when you have to take care of servers and dishwashers and kitchen help. It's just too much, and I'm like, that's not where I want to be. And I don't know that, with my vision and the amount of time that I want to invest, it's not going to work. But I'm like, a food truck, that could work, because you can make your own hours, you can make it, what you want it to be. And no one else up here is doing Southern food. And I'm like, that's my heart, that's my passion, that's what I know. So I was like, okay. So we started the ball rolling, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is my time.
Did you see did they have food trucks in Atlanta?
Tons.
That's a big thing.
Tons.
So I feel like it's a little slower up here in terms, it's probably good that you saw it there and came here, because we definitely have them, but it's not huge,
Right.
I would say.
Right. And I have friends with food trucks. It's just, even in Dallas has massive food truck parks. Atlanta has food truck parks that are centered for that. So, and they're on every corner, it seems like, in the South. It's a huge thing. And I think, even 10 years ago, they were all the rage, So it's like, okay. And now it's starting to, I think after COVID, a lot of people got into doing it, and it's not for the faint of heart. It's a lot of work.
Okay, so
It's
tell
a
us a
lot.
little bit about that. So how does it come up? Where did Common Capital come into this? Did you seek them out? Was this in the beginning? Did you find them later?
So I actually found them later. I went before the Small Business Association, took their classes, and the property that I found is actually city property in Chicopee. And I went to the city. I'm like, I want this property. They're like, absolutely not.
Really?
And I was like, but it would be perfect. And they were like, we used to have a food truck there. It didn't work out. This property is not open. And I was like, but you don't understand. Like, this is my story. This is what I think I could do with this space. They were like, well, do you have a food truck? I'm like, no. But like, if I got one, could I not utilize your space? They were like, well, you need to have all these other things. I'm like, okay. So then I got serious about my business plan, and someone referred me to Common Capital, and I was like, well, I'll give it a try. You know, I called, and Kelly was actually the first person I dealt with, and she was like, okay, come on, you're one of my first people in this. You know, I'm transitioning from her salon into this, so I was one of her first people. And when I tell you I put her through the ringer, I was just like, it felt like I was calling her every day. Like, well, you know, what about this? And what about this? And I had all these ideas. And she's like, okay, simmer down. Let's focus. let's do all of these things. And she literally, like, she took so much time. And she put so much effort into, like, making sure I was, you know, dotting every I, crossing every T, making sure that I had thought of I mean, she was asking me the tough questions. And they get super personal. Like, this is not... this is not an easy, like, just apply for it and they're going to hand you a check, like, at all.
It's sometimes you're like, is this necessary? But it is, because this is going to become like another child. It's not a child. I know people get fired up and you know, same thing when they're like, dogs are not children, business isn't, but it needs to be cared for in a way that is ongoing all the time. It's its own entity that needs tender love and care.
A lot of nurturing.
Yeah. So it will play a big part in your personal life, in your relationships, and your ability to parent and showing up and what that looks like. There's a lot of honest conversations that need to happen in terms of what this will take from me or what it needs out of me. And sometimes, depending on what part of life you're in, it's a good thing, and sometimes it's a, I didn't know that was gonna...
Oh, wait. I've already called her and was like, well, you know, I wasn't expecting this. This was not part of my business plan. You know, I've called her so many times since then. And, you know, when I will say, I will give so much credit to Common Capital, because in addition to them getting me to the process of the loan, they still do a lot of continuing after. There's still classes they ask you, they don't make you, but you know, they want you to take, you're still part of, they still want to do growing, you still turn your numbers into them. There's a lot of extra, but they pour into a business. Like, we're on, like, first name, call them up, you know, and they still check in, they come support our business, they were at my grand opening, they'll still come eat with me, they still refer us elsewhere. And even, like, when I was getting my shirts made, we used a vendor that they had put into business. So, like, I've made a great relationship with them. So it's like, they network within themselves. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, they've been extremely helpful. So, but I'm telling you, it's not a fast process.
Nope.
It's not something where you're gonna, you know, and let's be clear, when I went to the bank originally, I was like, you know, this is what I think I need, you know, asking for a dollar amount, and it ballooned into way more. And it's like, okay, well, I need way more than a bank's willing to give a first time business owner. So Common Capital was the right fit for me, and they were extremely helpful. But it was a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's so much.
I was blessed to have a mentor, so she knew opening a business. This was originally a second location. So everything from combs to, and this is like where, if I didn't know any better, I would have sat down and been like, you know, X amount of dollars, and then somebody else is gonna say, it's actually like 6 times what you know, because every, like, licensing, payroll, if you have payroll, or bookkeeping, or Excel, those things cost money. A computer, I mean, there's a whole bunch of costs that you can't even begin to know until you start going through it.
And it's been interesting because people think, oh, well, you have a food truck and it's just that, and you know, a lot of people have given kickback, like, you're charging prices that restaurants, you know, I should go, and I'm like, okay. And you know, people can choose not.
But it is a restaurant.
It is, and I don't travel. I'm in one location. I'm in a food truck park that is my own. So I mean, there's seating, there's lots of tables and, you know, shaded picnic tables, that kind of thing. But it's all of my cooking, you know, I'm doing from scratch cooking. Like, and I'm not heating up cans of nacho cheese. You know what I mean? It's like, so I'm cooking from scratch, but there's so much more that goes into it. There's permits for everything, licensing, water, propane, you know, you name it, all the back end stuff. But then even, you know, like I'm an idiot and I made one menu that I thought was going to be the most fantastic thing. And we learned very early in that that menu was not going to work for us. And it's like, okay, well then you had to go have 2,500 paper menus reprinted, your regular menu reprinted, then you have to change your website, you know, like all these things that it's like one little critical mistake that you don't think about is going to cost you on, you know, hundreds of dollars that I was not prepared for. But it's like,
and then you get to the point where you get all these things like website, social media, everything, and by the time you get all of that in a good place, you almost have to go back and start again because it needs to be updated, or you've grown, or you added, or you. So it's like this. It's never done.
Never ending, right? And even my hours, like I was like, oh, well, I'm going to do this, and this is going to be. That's not what it is. Like even forecasting, like who my clientele was, like that's not at all what we thought it was going to be. You know, so that has changed.
So who did you think it would be?
I really thought I would have a lot of college-age students. We're very close to Elms College, so I was really in my head. I was like, oh, I'm going to have all these college kids that want to come and study and, you know, hang out because this is such a cool like hangout spot. You know, I never had any college kids ever. I thought, you know, we would have a lot more families and there'd be more kids because we have like yard games, that kind of thing with like cornhole and can jam and stuff where I'm like, oh, this. I looked at it as so much more than the food truck. Like this could be such a cool space for the community to come hang out. And it has not been that at all. Like I have market days that are fantastic.
Okay.
Where people are coming out and I have other vendors.
Oh,
you know,
that's
that kind
awesome.
of thing. Yeah. So that part of it's been fantastic. And we have such a huge, diverse, you know, customer group, if you will, but it just is not what I expected it to be with, you know, people. And the weather has not been, you know, I'm not used to this weather. So that's been a challenge because it was super cold on some days and then rainy. People are not going to come hang out and then it got so miserably hot and I'm like, okay, we're changing the hours because it's 130 degrees inside my truck. And I'm like, I'm going to, you know, have a stroke here. So like, we can't do this.
So what does that look like in winter?
So I plan on being open year round.
Okay.
And we are kind of taking it week by week, honestly. Nothing is set in stone for that reason because I have to make it make sense for our family too. So I can't taking time away from our family. You know, right now when it's super hot, if we're not busy enough to warrant it. So we've kind of adjusted our hours for right now. We're closing a little earlier. Through the summer where more people assumed I'd be open. And it's like, no, I'm actually working less hours, but it's just got to make sense for us. Come fall and winter, I do plan on doing catering because I'm able to cater outside of my truck. And then I plan on being open 6 days a week, some longer hours because the weather will break and it will not be as miserably hot. So that's the plan.
It's really nice up here, but I feel like within every season there's ups and downs. You know, it's never like, oh, this is good and this one's bad. It's like even when it's summer and it's supposed to be good, there's still some not good, you know? So it's kind of all over the place. But did you originally just pick a menu that you thought would be now, did you go and buy, was there like a test period?
So yeah, I did a bunch of different, you know, recipe development, if you will, and tested out a bunch of different things. You know, got great feedback, great response. The trick is that nobody's going to eat soup and cornbread in the summer when it's miserably hot. So I didn't think that through of keeping that on the menu. And then there were just some things that were just kind of, they were good. And they were things that you know, it's funny because it was like, I was so passionate about this one sandwich. I'm like, this is the best sandwich. And everybody gave me great feedback. It was the most expensive sandwich that I made on my menu. It took the longest to cook. And then it was like, people would be like, oh, it's kind of different. And they were just like, oh, I'm not sure. So it's like, I wouldn't sell as much of it. And I was ended up wasting out more product because it wasn't that popular. And I'm like, okay. And it breaks my heart because I'm like, that was my my baby, you know? So I'm like, okay. So I ended up doing something where I was like running specials each day. And I'm like, now the specials have caught on. So now I have a much smaller everyday menu, and then I run specials every single day. So it's just my way of still being able to get creative and not get in that rut, because when you're in someone else's kitchen and you're cooking someone else's menu every single day, it gets old.
Yeah.
And so that's the fun
But that's
part.
a really good way to like have your, like you said, your small like main menu, and then like if you're switching out specials and you find something that people are like love it, you know, then you can probably add it to your main menu if you feel the need.
That's actually how the chicken sandwich, we call it the mother clucker, how it came available, because it was a special that just people kept coming back for, and so now it's a permanent fixture on the menu. It's going nowhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Food gives me, like, we have a lot of like the cost of goods to do business here is a lot of things, but they don't expire. I will see like the restaurant next door, like this big food truck show up and just like take all of these, you know, all of the ingredients, and I'm like, what? How do you even know what to order or perishable? So this is where I feel like the creativity within a chef comes out as well, because there's so many different variables between taste, but also seasonal things that are affordable to get at that time. The balance of like quality good ingredients, but like, am I going to be okay with throwing it away if I don't use it?
And we're there, because I mean, you also have to think that most restaurants have a huge walk-in cooler, a walk-in freezer.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I'm a food truck. I'm a 24-foot food truck, so I only have so much space. But you know, a lot of food trucks are running to the grocery store and running to Restaurant Depot. I order from a big food service provider. It's just, I think it's, for me, it's what's best for my business, and having, you know, a really reputable vendor, you know, that can be, you know, I need that for, and I'm also legally blind, so I don't drive. So, you know, driving everywhere and going and picking up from different
So they bring this
places
to
doesn't work.
they deliver to
Yeah,
you.
they deliver.
Oh,
They
good.
deliver. Now, I will say, I walk to our bakery to get our bread. So, you know, that's just a quick walk down the road. We use, you know, a local bakery. I try to use as much. Bernardino's.
Yeah.
Yeah, their bread is amazing. So we do
Yeah.
that. And that's the twist with my business. So everything is, you know, Southern food my way, but I'm using local bakeries, you know, doing a Portuguese roll with, you know, a fried chicken sandwich. That's the wicked twist, if you will. So that's how it came about. So, and then on Wednesdays, speaking back to losing things, so Wednesdays are mystery lunches. So it's so fun.
Oh.
It's crazy. I just had this idea. I'm like, let's do a mystery lunch. You know, when you go to your mom's house as a child, you know, if your mom gives you dinner, you don't get a say-so. Like, you eat what's put in front of you.
That? I don't know if it's like that anymore.
Oh,
But
well, you know, in my house it is.
when I was young, it was. I
Sure.
don't think my children can say the same thing, but
in my house, we're not making 14 different meals. You know, you're getting, you know, what we're having for dinner is what we're having for dinner. So that's kind of my spin on it. So we're going to do a mystery meal, and what I make for you is what you're going to have.
Oh.
And so every single meal is different. Nobody's getting the same meal. Every single one is different. So it's a way for me to get super creative and utilize everything that's in my kitchen and bring in new things that aren't even on the menu, and test out fun recipes and do some crazy stuff. And it has been super popular.
oh, fun.
And it's so much fun.
Okay, so what does this look like in terms of it's you solo?
So I have staff. So I
You
do
do.
have some staff members. Yeah, they're part-time. So, you know, we're growing. We're still brand new. So, you know, I do have some staff.
They're not doing the cooking? Are they doing like just the more the window, or are they
Window
prepping
cleaning,
food
prepping,
and
and then we're cooking. They're learning.
And where did you
So-
find them?
Just I put a thing on Facebook and asked for some help, and had some people come in. So yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And one of my girls she was on another food truck for like, I want to say 15 or 16 years, working another food truck. So she's very familiar with food trucks. She was not familiar at all with Southern cooking and, you know, me. But, you know, it's fun. So we're learning, and everybody's learning.
That's wonderful. Now, in terms of growing, where do you have any huge, grandiose ideas for the future, or are you really in the moment right now, just trying to iron things out? Are you somebody that like are you like a dreamer?
I mean, I'm a dreamer, but I'm a realist.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I would love it to grow. It's not where I want it to be at all. Let's be clear. It's not at all where I want it to be. But I also have a very core group of regular customers that are incredible, like life-changing, incredible people that I will consider them my family now. Like they're that good, and it's turned into this community that I really wanted it to be, because it was more than the food truck. It's about a community, and I just feel like I have these regulars that are just pouring into our business and sharing our page out and doing reviews. And like I did a backpack drop 2 weekends ago, and we had people just bringing boatloads of backpacks in, for some kids. And I was like, and I'm like, they believe in their community too, and that's huge to me. And so I'm just like, this is good. Like this is really good.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and we're getting to hear a lot of stories and meet new people. And I think that's one thing, is we're not a crazy busy food truck that has all these crazy lines. So I get to take the time to know people, and oh, you do this, or you work here, or you know this person, and there's a little more,
you're connecting.
Absolutely. And to me that's important, because food is so big. I mean, it's what brings everybody together. Like if there's a funeral, there's food. If there's something happy and you're celebrating, there's food. Anytime, it's always food, and it just brings people together in such a cool way. And even if you don't speak the same language, even if you don't have the same beliefs, you can still agree on food most of the time. So it's like, and I feel like our truck has something kind of for everybody. And it's interesting, because I even had people that wanted like, oh, you need to do some healthier options and da-da-da-da. And I did that. It did not work. It did not work at all.
You're like, I do Southern food.
I mean, we were in salads. We did all sorts of veggies and fruit, and people are like, no. And I'm like, okay, this didn't work. People want that comfort. They want comfort food, and I'm here for it. Like, I love comfort food, so I'm absolutely here for it. So, am I able to cook other ways? Yes, but that's not what people want.
You're listening to the people.
Yeah.
I think that even what you just said about connecting with your community, it might feel like it's taking a little bit longer, but it's not. You're doing it like the right way. There's like quality over quantity, because it's going to happen. These people are going to leave, and they're going to talk about it, and those people that they talk about it with are going to be equally as wonderful, because it's you know what I mean. Like it's starting from, it's like when we find people that whether it's the first time we cut their hair, it's always the best referral, because you're like, you know what, I would love to give you a referral card, because I would love more people in my chair that were equally as amazing as you.
Right.
And that's like targeting those people first and having it spider from there. It might seem like it's slow, but like that's the best way to do it, because it's quality. It's not always, and it will become quantity of the most great people.
Right.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah. And we have a loyalty punch card. I think that's one of the biggest like wins for me, is we have these punch cards, and I'm like, if it's rainy or yucky, we'll give a double punch. But literally, people have brought them back in like full, like they're on their second and third card, and I'm like, oh. But just to know that they're like, you've eaten here this many times, that's so fulfilling, to like. It's cool. It's
like in those little moments too, like celebrate those, like that's like yeah. I think the biggest takeaway that I have had as of late is that some people are really able to celebrate wins. I'm not great at that, but I really would like to get better, because and I want that for like every business owner. We are so busy and always wanting to grow and do all the things and improve, and it's part of what we have to do. It's also just part of who we are as people, probably, just wanting to do more and get better and grow. And it's like a personality trait, but with that, we don't really slow down enough to be like, look what we're doing, like on a busy day, or even a not busy day, just like a really good encounter with someone, even just somebody being able to say, I love what you're doing here, and I enjoy the food, thank you for being here. I don't know, go out to dinner, celebrate, anything, high five, just like taking that time just to really reflect on like how far you've come. I mean, even from what you just said right now, losing your vision, you were in another state, your whole life snowballed to like kind of fall apart, and then it got built back up to what it is now, with like the love of your life, with a child that obviously is, I mean, that in and of itself, you know, comes into your life and just takes over, and it just ends up revolving around them in love, you know? So that's amazing.
Yeah. I love it. I'm telling you, this is, out of all of my years, this is the most fulfilled I've ever been. Like, my heart is full. Like, I know I'm where I need to be. And that's, you know, there are days that you just are like, what the heck am I doing? You know, but then the majority of the days are like, okay, we're doing this. Like, we have a beautiful home. We have a kid that's getting the right services. Like, we have all these great people. We have this community now that, like, knows us and then, or, you know, supporting us. And it's like, it's so fulfilling to be in your own lane and doing what you are supposed to be doing. Like, it's a good feeling. So,
and it's having the control, like being able to celebrate, but also when things go wrong or they don't go as planned, that's also something like, you know, that was me too. You know, that's a hard one for business owners too, because when it's good, but when it's bad, it's also you.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I mean, let's be clear, we're everything to our
everything.
business.
Yeah.
I'm the janitor, I'm the bookkeeper, I'm the social media person, you know, like, you name it, anything, it's all on me to do. Like, I mean, I do have, you know, a couple of people working, but it's me.
Like, I know. When I first
reached
out to Allison, she was like, I cannot get there. I am working. It's just me. I have no help.
Oh, 7 days a week too.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
So does your partner work with you in the business, or just kind of help?
She helps as much as she can. Yeah, she works full time at the hospital, but she's on the truck. She was on the truck last week, so she works. Yeah, and she works so much outside of this, like helping me with the bookkeeping and all the like computer work that I can't see to do, and running me places and doing this and making phone calls. Like, she's so much help. But you know, day to day, yes, she's on the truck, and she has to come every day and light my fryers because I can't see to do that. So yes, she's there, but she's typically not working the window or cooking, but she's there every day. So,
and has a full-time outside job,
and even more time with our son now because I'm not home to do a lot of the things some days. So yeah, it's all falling on her. So she's very selfless when it comes to you know, doing all this. So,
but that even, like, you really can't do it alone.
No
one can really do it alone. You have to have some support, and you guys don't have family up here. Well, she
we
has
have her family, yeah. But
do you rely on outside help with family, with outside family?
Yeah.
Like childcare?
Yeah, her aunt and uncle, you know, jump in and take him off our hands every once in a while. And, yeah, they're a big help. And, you know, she has cousins. Like, we have, there's a good dynamic. But, you know. What do you do to take care of you? Self-care is huge. I take a moment here and there. And as crazy as it sounds, just getting a pedicure and going to get your nails done is, like, such a huge thing for me. Like, I need my time, just an hour. You know, like, let me go get a pedicure, let me get my nails done, and, you know.
We don't vacation, like huge trips or anything like that. It's hard to take those chunks, but I feel the same way. As long as I have little bits to, like, look forward to, whether it's just get your nails done, get your toes done, take an hour for a facial, like, I always have to kind of pre-plan those things, just it like gives you something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
And, like, that little bit of a break of, like, that I'm not forgetting about myself, I'm still taking care of myself. And then when you're done, I don't know about you, but I feel like a human when I'm done getting my nails done, like, put together.
Yeah, I mean, and on the truck, I have to have my hair covered and no makeup. You're hot, you're sweaty, closed-toed shoes, like, I look like a troll every day during. So I'm like, okay, the one day that I can go get my nails done, I'm like, oh, look at me, I have my hair done. Like, I actually put on makeup
adorable
today.
Right now.
Thank you, I'm clothed today. Thank you.
Like, I'm clothed today.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even look like the same person, because it's like, okay, you know, to get back to that normal and that, you know, where you feel like, okay, and, you know, we'll take a day and have date night, you know, once a month. But self-care is huge because you'll burn out.
Yeah.
Like, and the burnout is so real if you know, but you have to do self-care. And we go every year in September on a cruise for our son's birthday every single year. So we'll do a cruise. He doesn't, I mean, I don't know why he hadn't called on it. We're doing another one this year, but going on a cruise. So, you know, not that we're counting down the 67 days or anything, but yeah, we are. So I'm looking forward to that. I know, right? So it'll be fun, but you have to, you know, there's that time where it's like, okay, this is business, and I'm all business all the time. I feel like even when you're at home, I'm still writing menus, answering emails, it doesn't stop. Our cameras, our alarm system, like I'm getting notifications, oh, someone's on your property. It's like, so you have to deal with that outside of work. And there's always even, the lettuce debacle or whatever that's going on. We're getting recalls and different things. Like I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not dealing with that at midnight last night. I'm like, oh Lord, so it's like, it's never ending. The job is never ending, but there's that point where it's so important to remember like self-care so you don't burn out.
Do you ever have those moments of like, we talk about this a lot with other business owners, like why am I not okay with clocking in at 9 and leaving at 5? And then you're like, why do I have to be this kind of person that needs to dream big? God,
I've never had a regular schedule anywhere I've ever eaten as a chef. Like
chefs
in
have
fine
some
dining.
wild.
I've never had a.
Is that like true when have you watched any of like The Bear or like?
It's so true.
Is it real? It is. They're the most. Do you ever watch The Chef's Table on Netflix? I'm obsessed. Those people, these are, I don't know if you've ever watched it. It's a wonderful, I freaking love that show. They follow like every season is like 5 chefs. But they're just so, I've never seen another industry with more driven, like more obsessed with what they do, live, breathe, like to the point where they have a really hard time having a spouse, kids, if you want to. Yeah,
it's a huge thing.
Yeah,
It's huge. It's a very real grind, and the only way to be successful is to grind harder than the next person and to prove it. And it's crazy.
Cutthroat.
It is very cutthroat, and it's even as and it's very different from years back. But even as a woman in a kitchen, it was hard. I walked into kitchens where they were just like hand me a pan backwards, so I was touching a hot pan. They've done some dirty
That's
things.
real?
Oh yeah, it's so real. So real. Yeah. And you literally, it's like, and like, think back to things like Thanksgiving. If you're cooking, typically you don't want to sit down and eat, what you've made. So like, even in fine dining, you can have all these beautiful foods and all the freshest stuff. You leave there, you want a grilled cheese, you want a cold drink, you want a cigarette.
So
like our food and what we consume, crap. You're exhausted. This is before 24-hour gyms were available, so you weren't working out, you weren't doing anything positive. You're going home, you're drinking, you're smoking, you were eating a grilled cheese, a bowl of cereal,
3 hours of sleep,
and up and at it the next day. And it's a lot of physical work. You're on your feet. It's the only time you catch a break. Literally, that's I think why everybody smoked, is because that's the only time you got a break outside of the kitchen, and it was just ridiculous. And I've worked in other I've worked at a Pizza Hut before I ever went to culinary school or did any of that. I've always had a job in a kitchen somewhere, but fine dining is so cutthroat, and it's who can do it better, who's more creative, and it's like you're cooking someone else's menu, but then you're trying to impress someone to get higher so that you can do your own
out
thing.
and like absolutely. just a little. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like I find it fascinating, just because to do that, you really have to, like, there is a love like no other. I like watching those people and the creativeness and it's amazing.
Yeah.
But the behind the scenes part of it is grueling.
And I think that's why so many people get so butthurt about people calling themselves chefs. Because you'll see, oh, this person's chef, such and such. I'm like, they're not a chef. Like, it's so insulting to some people. And I used to get worked up about it. I'm like, they're not a chef, and they didn't do. And you don't. I used to get so. Like, this is so obnoxious, but I would get so worked up about it. I'm like, they are not a chef. Like, and I'm like, they have not been through what we have been through. They have not. But like, you're just famous because you did this, and it's like all these celebrity
you made
chefs.
A sauce.
Well, yeah. And it's like, oh, you were, picked up here and you got famous. Like, good for you, but you haven't been in the trenches. Like, you haven't had to work a dish pit till 2:00 in the morning because your staff walked out on you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, or your freezer went down, or like there's been so many crazy things, and it's like I used to get so offended, and now I'm just like I could care less. Like they want to call themselves a chef, so be it. Like, and I don't call myself a chef. I'm a business owner now. Like once I took that away, it wasn't like the sting of it of being, oh, you're a chef, and people used to be like, well, I'm a chef, and I bet I can cook this. But listen, I went to culinary school, and I'm sure there's a million other people that can cook better than me. But what you don't know how to do is cost out a recipe. What you don't know how to do is pair this or do all these other things that I am trained for. You know what I mean? Like I went through all of this schooling for things that not to compare who makes Brussels sprouts better or who can make the better mac and cheese. Like I didn't even cook mac and cheese in culinary school. I'm French trained. You know what I mean? So like I got real snarky about it. I was a real jerk. Like I was a jerk. Like I was horrible. I'm not even gonna lie. I was probably, I'm sure I've made a lot of people cry, and I was not a nice person. I wasn't. And I know that, and it doesn't make me feel good. Like,
but do you think going through all of that, like you had to go through all of that to even get where you are today?
Absolutely.
Like even doing what you're doing. Like,
but if I hadn't gone through that, I would not be grateful for what I have
right.
now. And I would have, at some point, had the vision issue not happened, I would have killed over and had a heart attack. I would have. I was overweight. I was not healthy. I was not doing anything positive for my life. I was smoking. I was drinking. I was just running 24/7. I would have killed over and had a heart attack at a very young age. I know that.
What was that like? How did you lose all that? 400 pounds.
I got focused on Cameron. I was like, if he's going to fight, then so am I. And I got really serious about it. And I mean, I couldn't drive anywhere. And I literally would like phone a friend, get on video chat, and I'd walk on a treadmill. And I got really focused on what I was eating and just got super focused.
Like slow and steady. Like, no, you didn't have interventions drug-wise. You did it like the hard
I wish
work.
I could take the shot. I'm like, I wish now, because I'm like, I've gained some more weight back, and I'm like, oh, like I really, like, I'm like, no, it's okay. So I'm like, I don't want to do it that way.
No, if you could totally do that too. I'm not saying that, but I'm more of you're going to go through like the ebbs and the flows, and you're going to get to a point in business where you're going to have more time to give to that. It's just, there comes times for everything, and you've been probably skinnier, leaner, and then
Yeah, that's fine, but I'm in a healthier spot now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know that everything is a choice, and everything in moderation. So like, I love my cooking on the truck. I love Southern food, soul food, comfort food. I love it. Am I eating that way every day? Absolutely not. I know better, so it's like, will we try stuff here and there, and I try a new recipe? Absolutely, but I'm not sitting there eating,
3 times a day.
Absolutely not. Never.
So where is your food truck in Chicopee?
So I'm at 181 Center Street, and it's called Center Space. It's like a gravel lot. It's across from a barber shop. Everybody asks me, I don't know my way around because I don't drive and I don't know all these things.
Well, I'm born
It's
and
going
raised there.
towards, like if you're getting off the interstate and you're going towards City Hall, it's right there on the right hand side. There's a Shell station with a Dunkin'. It's right there across from Central Oil, I guess is my.
Yes.
Yeah. So right there, gravel lot. There's a big, huge 18-wheeler that's painted that says Chicopee in my lot. So I'm right there.
Oh, I'm coming.
Okay.
Awesome. And that's really good I love, again, born and raised in Chicopee, I still live there, and I'm all for Chicopee Center getting some new and fun stuff, because there was a time where it was, the parking stinks. Is probably the problem with most centers of towns.
There's plenty of parking. That's the one good thing I can say is we have street parking, and there's a lot to the side of us. It's not our lot, but they allow us to park in there, so we have tons of parking. So I'm like, that's a really cool thing. So, and we have plenty of seating. Like, it's really a good little location. I love it. I'm looking to bring some other trucks in. It's just having the ones that are the right fit, because I'm very much, you're not coming onto the space unless you're community focused. And I get to, that's the one cool thing that I get to have that say so now. It's not about the dollar. It's not about having somebody that's super, it's about our community.
So in addition to you creating your entity here, you almost have you have more space to even add more to the same vision that you have.
And that was part of me getting that space with the city, is I'm like, look, this is where my heart is. Like, I want to grow this into something that can be super positive. I want local vendors, local artists. Even like on my grand opening, I brought different artists in to do live painting while we were there to like paint my barrels that are in the parking lot and stuff, because I want other people to see that there's local artists that are tremendous in my area that can do really cool work, and they get to see the art too. So that was a big thing for me.
That's fun.
It is fun. So.
What a story.
It's a crazy story, but it's mine. So, and I get to do my food my way. I get to do the whole thing. And I don't want it to sound like that sounds horrible.
No, it doesn't.
I get
That's
to do
why
it my
we all
way.
go into business for ourselves, right? We see a different vision and we want to do it the way that we want to do it.
Right.
And we don't, that's great.
Like, I love so hard, and I get to put like my heart on a plate with people, and I get to show them like my passion. And that's one thing I'm not doing fine dining. So it's rustic cuts because that's all I can see to do. We're not going to chop our finger off trying to, do something fancy. So
Don't do that.
it's nothing fancy. Our food is not fancy food, but it's food that like is going to, your soul's going to feel it. Like,
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Hold on. I don't know what this is, but it does that sometimes. I'll turn it off.
Surprise!
Yeah. This is real.
Right?
That's amazing. If there's any other people I can ever, trying to think, I mean, it's going to be a good community to, even if you're doing any more backpack stuff or anything, let me know.
Just anybody that's a local business, even if it's something where you set up a table to give brochures away to tell them about something you're doing. I'm all about it. I want our community to thrive. Western Mass in general, like, it's a great area, but
It really is,
specifically Chicopee.
And there's tons of small business owners just trying to do their thing with what they love to do and just spread community and like good vibes. Yeah.
There's so many people out here, and there's so many different cool places, and everybody has a chance to do something super cool and make your own story. And I'm real passionate about mine, and I want other people that are super passionate about theirs. And I think even this podcast, when you mentioned, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool, because you're getting other, and I wouldn't know any of these other people if I haven't watched or, learned, and to connect and do that is really, really cool. So,
Oh, wonderful.
yeah, you're doing some cool stuff.
We all are.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Of
Thank you for
course.
traveling out here.
Of course, it's beautiful. We had never been out here. I was like, what is this?
It's
cute.
super nice, yeah.
We were driving. I was like, is this where Yankee Candle is? Like, I was trying to figure out my area. I was like, oh, and
A little
then we
further
saw the mill. I was
down,
like, oh,
yeah.
this is super cute right
When we
here.
first opened, that was a dirt field for
Wow.
miles.
Wow.
You couldn't see it, like literally dust. When the wind would blow, and it would just be like dust. So we came here with the understanding that the whole area would be built up, but that there was this whole thing wasn't here.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, so it's been a wild thing to see something so commercial,
Mm-hmm.
because when you know how much money goes into just like a very small operation,
Right.
I look over there sometimes and I'm like, ooh,
I know.
that's some risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, deep
Right.
pockets and a lot of risk, but it's working out well.
Yeah.
And we have this little community, the Mill District, has been super cool to get to work with. We've had a couple of them come on, and yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we've tried to there's some other small businesses right down from us. There's like a little smoothie shop and a pizza shop and some other little, so we get in our little group and go visit, and they come over, so we have a nice little
Your
Chicopee
building.
area. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It's
great.
really nice. So it's just a really positive, warm, it's a very inviting space, like I think it is. And I love it. I couldn't be happier with our location, and just everybody that I've met through doing this. I mean, I've met some incredible people just from going through the process at Common Capital. I've met other businesses that are not even food trucks, just incredible people there.
And it's amazing too that like so many things translate through different industries. It doesn't have to be like just restaurant to restaurant or food truck to food truck or salon. Like there's some things that obviously aren't the same, but a lot of it is very transferable. And the more people that you talk to, the more that you can even just learning about other people's stories. You're like, oh, okay, so you had a good time with that, or that was a good idea for you. Maybe that would work for us, or how do I maybe scale that so that it could work for us? I mean, we're all just trying to make it, you know?
And like we had talked about even before, is like you have one way that you want to present. You don't get to hear all the negative backstories that there is some, but even the same thing with like other people in the area. Like there's one other food truck that got their food truck from the same place that built mine. They had a really great experience. I had probably the worst experience of my life with my food truck build out. I mean, it was there were so many delays and so many bad things that happened. It was like we had two very different experiences. So even talking to them, I'm like, how did y'all have so good? Mine was like, but you have to have that, like, okay, that was their experience, this is mine. But then going forward and talking to other people now with anything, whether it's a food truck build out, it's like a new business that's going in, like, make sure that you're covering your butt with this. Make sure that this is checked off, and this is, you know, with any, now, like when it comes to contracts and timing, you know, like I'm even more aware now if it says a certain time, like, okay, make sure that's dotted and like
So
14 copies.
What was the hardest part? If you had to pick one thing that was the hardest part, what would it have been?
Oh God, listen, this was not an easy thing for me. Like, I think the whole thing was so difficult. I mean, ultimately, it was very hard with even Common Capital. Just that whole process was very difficult personally because it was so much. So, but now looking at it, I'm like, but they made it so nice and they made it okay. So like, we'll take that down a level. I think my truck was the hardest time because it was being built in Miami from a company that was very, very well known and had the best reviews, and it was an absolute nightmare. A nightmare build.
Was it just the communication?
Everything.
Everything.
So they were, the communication was bad. We flew down thinking we had a completed truck and was going to bring it back, and it wasn't completed. And then they were doing some real tricky things, and just, it was bad. Like I have nothing positive to say other than my truck is here. Like there's nothing positive from that experience. And it's hard because I invested over $100,000 into a truck that's like, okay, you know, that's a huge investment. And when you're sitting there a million miles away and you don't know what's happening, and I'm sitting here now, I'm like, I'm paying for a loan on a truck that I don't even have. I have no way to make money, and I'm paying for something like what, and it was, maybe another week, maybe 2 weeks, and it was bad. It was nerve-wracking. So that's the hardest. And then getting it here, we had to snowplow because it had like, I'm not used to the winters here, and we had that horrible winter storm the week my truck was being delivered. I'm like, what is happening?
Terrible.
So, you know, just, you know, and that was another added expense. I had to pay $1,500 to have, you know, things done, and an extra transportation fee. Like, there was all this money that I didn't expect to have to, you know, so thank God we had, you know, stuff built into that. But it's like, you know, the unexpected part is the worst part, but the build out was by far the hardest. And there's been things that I'm like, oh, this is tough, but then it's like, okay, we get past it and you're good. But, you know, it's the unexpected is the hard part of owning a business.
Did you feel like once you got your truck though and everything was fine, like if you can deal with that, then like there's
I can deal with anything.
Right?
Anything
you
throw at me.
I can think of that have been so bad, and the fact that you get through them and you're on the opposite side of them, you're like, well, if I did that, throw it all.
Yeah.
Throw it all at me, I'm fine.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it, you know, it's, what is it? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, no, it's
the
true.
truth. So, yeah, it just, I'm getting a tattoo, actually. It's interesting. I'm getting a tattoo out of my arm, and it says, if it's too tough for everybody else, it's just right for me. Because it's just kind of like what my life is. And it's something that I was told as a family member that used to say that.
That's pretty cool.
If it's too tough for everybody else, it's just right for you. Because it's like you go through everything has to be tough with you. I'm like, right? I don't know what it is, but.
Where does your vision stand today? Is it?
So I'm legally blind in both eyes. So like I can, like if the police came in, I can be like, well, she's tall and she has a yellow shirt, and I couldn't explain like.
But it's not something that like glasses would even help. No.
So I have the retinopathy so I have 0 measurable vision in my right eye, and I'm 2400 in my left. So to give the analogy, the easiest thing to do is take a Ziploc bag and put a bunch of Sharpie markers and hold it up and move it. So I can see, but everything is kind of like a little foggy, and there's always black moving dots in my vision, like kind of looking through like a colander, like you drain pasta in, like there's just dots. So you'll see me a lot of times doing that because it's like I try to like laser focus on what I'm trying to, you know, view. So I can
You're
see,
amazing.
I just can't see clearly, and I can't give good descriptions.
Well, you can put a plate together though.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, my depth perception is so off. So we always make a joke if I'm having to like pour a sauce into a moment. It's bad. It's horrible. Like it's so bad.
That bad though, right?
Absolutely. I mean, what are you gonna do? Cry about it? Like it's fine. So, but you know, we make it work. But it's interesting. You've learned to adapt, and that's the one cool thing about my kitchen is, so we have tickets that print. I can't read them, so we handwrite everything in big, huge Sharpie markers, and everybody's like, "Why?" Because I can't read a regular ticket, and like my thermometers for everything are huge because I can't see a regular one. So I was able to put all the accommodations in that a regular restaurant wouldn't for myself. So it's like, okay, well, we'll just do it my way because everything's a little bigger. Everything, I'm also 6'1", so everything's taller. One of my girls that works for me is like maybe 5 foot, and so she was like, I have to use tongs to get everything. I'm like, yeah, but for me that accommodation works because if something's low, I'm gonna hit my head on it. So like, it works. So my truck is custom built for me the way I need it, and I use certain things that are just bigger.
Is that why it took so long to make it?
No. No, it's because they were jerks.
No, that is not one.
No, but it's a beautiful truck. Like I love it. It's absolutely, now it's what it needed to be, but it's beautiful. And I think people see all these other trailers. Oh, it's 30, 40. I'm like, no, this is a much bigger beast. I have a restroom in my truck. Like I'm all
cool.
So I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to do anything. I'm hooked up to power, water, sewer. Like I don't move. I'm a restaurant, just it has wheels on it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So
well, Allison, this has been great. I'm so excited for you. Everybody needs to go to Chicopee to the Wicked Twist food truck on Center Street. There's a fly. Yep, right by Central Oil. I know exactly where you're talking about now. It's a little further towards the highway, so it's super accessible. And sounds delicious. I'm excited. And are your hours on Instagram and Facebook?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We have a website, and I will say they vary. So Facebook is the best. I try to plan them out, a week at a time. If there's any updates, I will update Facebook
is
first.
The best
Yeah,
one.
it's my first, but it's normally Monday through Saturday, and then the first Sunday of each month. So
awesome.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's been so much fun.
Cool.
All right.
Not too scary, right?
Nah, not too bad.